Matches weren't even invented until 1827 and didn't become safe to use on a regular basis until 1910. So in less than 200 years, making fire has turned from something everyone knew how to do with simple materials from the landscape into an industrial process, requiring factories to make matches and lighters just so we can create a flame. But the old ways are still as valid and useful now as they were then. A hand drill is one of the simplest ways to light a fire because it only takes two pieces, a spindle and a fireboard. You have to be particular about which materials you use, and they have to be really dry. By rotating the spindle and drilling into the fireboard, you generate heat and dust from the friction. Once you've got enough dust, you have to drive the temperature at the contact point up to that critical temperature. When you do, an ember begins to form. It grows using the dust that you've generated as fuel. You know you've got one when it smokes on its own. After placing the ember into a bundle of fine, dried tinder, you blow gently to add more oxygen. The coal grows, and when it gets large enough, it ignites the tinder into a flame. My advice to those new to this way of starting fires is to initially focus on having good form. Work at it every day for a few minutes until you can get a coal, and then get a coal a day. After a few months of this, you'll be well on your way. It's also important not to get cocky. Don't think you've mastered it until you've done it 1,000 times.
We don't have any snow on the ground. Most of the teams, they train with four-wheelers or they train on a cart. They get a specially built cart. So today, because we don't have snow and we can't run any of the sleds up top there, we'll be training with the four-wheeler. So what happens here is I've got a gang line. That's the main line that the dogs get harnessed off to. On the gang line, it's broken off with tug lines. A tug line goes to each one of the dogs, and then there's a neck line that goes to each one of the dogs. So essentially you'll see the gang line will be laid out in front of the bike and connected to the bike, and then each dog will get harnessed, and we just got a harness shed over there, and we hook up a tug line and a neck line to the dogs. We'll run a 13-dog string. We'll run all the dogs, and we'll run what's called a single lead. So I'll put Lois up a single lead, so there'll be a single dog and then double dogs and 12 dogs set up in pairs all the way back. Okay, hike, 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 let's go.
2009 marks our 10th anniversary. We run spring and fall semester courses in bushcraft and professional guide training, as well as a year-long program that ties them together to form a more complete learning experience. College credit is available in a variety of disciplines. There are a lot of schools where you can learn a variety of wilderness skills. Our focus is on using traditional skills to facilitate an authentic wilderness experience. We want our students to realize that they're a part of the natural world, not just an observer. By immersing themselves in the traditional skills of the Northwoods, then using those skills to live the lifestyle, they walk away with a comfort, confidence, and connection to the forest that can be had in no other way. We view both the wild places and the experience of living there using bushcraft skills as intrinsically valuable. There's a difference between driving 10 miles and walking it. If you're walking, the smell of the air, the feel of the sunlight on your face, the coolness of the breeze, the fatigue of the exercise, and the feeling of accomplishment you get from doing it characterizes the experience. If you're driving, there's the air conditioner, radio, and all the moving parts of the car working together to get you there. You don't have to interact or experience the journey except for looking out the window. We choose the walking perspective. It's more work, but the benefits outweigh the costs, and self-reliance is its own reward. A year from now, do you want to look back with regret, knowing a year has passed and you're another year closer to death? Or would you rather look back with confidence and say you have lived a year?